Hi guys, as you can see, here's Kremlin right here. Right now he's just doing a little observing. This is the setup I have. I have some sand right here, two different kinds of sand, and then I also added reptile wood chips in there, just to add some texture. And then over here it's mainly smooth. He got some wood chips mixed in, but also these right here, artificial leaves. He likes to stay in that and hide under, and whether it's to cool down or sleep. And then obviously his hutch that he goes into. Right here, 90-watt heat lamp for his basking spot. I tried putting a rock there. Some of them prefer having a rock to sit on to bask, but he didn't like it, so I moved that. And then right here I have his water bowl, and he ate all of his food today. Behavior, you can see he's very calm. Not really anything to worry about aggression wise. He's just very curious, very alert too. If you try to pick him up, sometimes he'll hiss. Some of them like to be handled. Most of them don't actually. As you can see right now, he's just being curious, looking on top of his hutch that he has, and just trying to figure out what's up there. Like I said, some of them like to be handled, others don't. He, fortunately, it doesn't bother him when I pick him up. Sometimes they'll hiss or go back into their shell, and that's usually a sign of fear or just being caught off guard. So I'll go ahead and pick him up and just show you. As you can see, he's very calm. You never have to worry about them biting. If you give them a little scratch back here, they usually like the way that feels. He's very calm creatures. And like I've been saying, very curious, always looking around, always wondering what's going on. They do have personalities though. They will get attached. They'll start to remember your voice, your scent even, what I've heard from some researchers. And it's very smart too. If he wants to find his way out of something, he usually does. As for food, they really like anything green, to be honest. I've heard don't feed them iceberg lettuce. But other than that, celery, tops of strawberries, anything like that, shredded lettuce, he'll eat anything. You don't have to worry about them eating artificial leaves. They can tell the difference between those. He'll have days where he doesn't want to eat or drink anything, and that's completely normal for them to have lazy days. Some days he'll just want to bask in his heat spot for quite a bit of time. Other days he'll want to stay over here on this side. As you can see, I have a UV light right there. Puts down the correct nutrients and vitamins, same as sunlight would give them. And I'm sure you'll find something cheaper than this. This one was $45 up here, but like I said, you can get bigger ones, or this one works just fine to cover this amount of space right here. And he usually goes from side to side, and a lot of times he does sleep all day, and that's completely normal. You'll have days where they're like that. They can be very shy at first. You can see he's starting to get some dry skin in places. His shell's pretty healthy for the most part, but it's always good to hydrate them, I would say 2 to 3 times a week, and I'll go ahead and show you how that's done. Also, if you do happen to get one and the pet store forgets to tell you the gender, it's fairly easy to figure out. You actually do it by looking at their tail. As you can see, his tail is pretty long and curves over, so he is a male. Females will just have a short, pointy tail. Doesn't curve over like that at all, so it's fairly easy to tell. Bathing and hydration time, I usually put him in a small foil thing like this, and then I fill it up with warm water up to, I would say, to where his shell meets right at his cell. He'll freak out a little bit at first, and then eventually he'll calm down. Yeah, just make sure it doesn't, put his head under, and it's okay to just let them soak there for a little bit, just to hydrate that shell underneath, and give their legs hydration. So after about, I would say, probably 5 to 10 minutes, you can go ahead and start going like this and just scoop in and getting the top of his shell hydrated around, and don't overdo it by covering his head full of water. Just gently hydrate his shell, and if they're dirty, one thing you can do, don't ever use soap or oils or anything like that on their shells. Just water, keep it natural, and you can clean off their shell by using a toothbrush, nothing more. Just toothbrush and water. I would never put chemicals or oil or anything to hydrate a shell or clean a shell. Just simply toothbrush and water, and it doesn't bother them too much. Right now he's kind of freaking out because the water was a little cold, but yeah, I would say just gentle strokes, and after you feel that he's cleaned off enough, then it'd be time to dry him off. It's nothing too complicated or too hard. Just the only thing I can say is be gentle, and that's with anything with these guys. Their shells may seem hard, but it's really fragile. I mean, that's what makes them. That's what makes turtles and tortoises what they are, is their shell, and that's what gives them protection. And yeah, I would say when you're drying them off, it's okay to gently just dry off the shell, dry off his legs, and if you have sand, I would definitely recommend not putting him back in there for a while in his habitat, because if he's still a little wet, the sand will stick to his legs and just immediately dry them out again. So he keeps trying to get off the towel here, but I normally would wrap him up a little, but I'm holding the camera, so I can't. But yeah, that's how you give him a bath, and drying him off isn't too hard at all. As you can see, the top of his shell is already pretty dry. I was able to get him wrapped up in the towel. Now, in terms of going to the bathroom, a lot of times when you give them baths and things like that, the water just kind of soothes them, and it makes them feel more comfortable to use the bathroom. So a lot of times they'll end up going to the bathroom in there. And if your tortoise is one that does that, I would just say have 2 containers ready, and put one with water in it and make sure he goes to the bathroom in it. And then after he gets finished doing that, then I would say you can go ahead and put him in the actual one to give him a bath. But yeah, a lot of times it makes them feel better to go to the bathroom and water. As you can see right now, he's being very calm. Baths they shouldn't freak them out too much at all. Just Make sure it's fairly warm water, and don't be too harsh on them or on their shells. So I'll go ahead and put him back in there now. He'll probably crawl into his little hut thing over there. Nope, second thinking. So yeah, basically that's the overview of him. As you can see, very calm. Looks like his legs are a little damp, so he's got sand on him. But yeah, so the setup isn't too difficult. Over here it looks kind of rough, but that is how he likes it though. I did put 2 different textures of sand, but over here I did add in some wood chips a little bit just to texturize it to see what he likes and what he doesn't, because I'm still learning about him too. As for the fake leaves, I think that's a very good investment. Just because if you set him up against something like that, he'll end up going underneath and sleeping under there some nights. And as for this light right here, I'd say 12 to 14 hours would be a good amount of time to leave that running for sunlight, just so they can get the right nutrients and stuff. Always leave your basking lamp on. I've never heard of a time where you're supposed to turn that off, just so then he always has it available. And sizes can vary on enclosures. There's not really a specific size. I would just say definitely don't have it too small to where he can't roam around and, you know, be healthy and get exercise. So yeah, that's all for the video today, and I hope me and Kremlin was able to help you learn a little bit more about him and his species. And I'm sure I missed a bunch of information, so if you have any more questions, you can just comment down below, or I'll definitely be making some more videos soon. Say bye, guys.